Hello, welcome to the channel. Thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. So today I just want to have a little discussion in relation to Triumph throwing a spanner in the works. By that, what do I mean? Well, a simple thing like putting a charging cable, you don't see it, but where the phone is, underneath that is a quad lock, and it's actually a wireless charging quad lock charger. Additional to that, I got a little power unit, which is an intelligent power unit which is on automatic, so when the bike or the ignition is off, the bike does not put a charge through that quad lock, the phone will not charge. That's what I want. Now, a simple, easy setup. This is not about the actual quad lock setup, but it's a really easy setup. Basically, the wiring is just put onto, plugged in together, and then two connectors, negative, positive, onto the battery, job done. So, that should have been straightforward in relation to having the battery connected and all good. Now, I did actually check on the internet. Don't always read and believe what you see on the internet. This is my lesson learned, so hopefully this is a warning to other people who have a similar setup, as in a Triumph 2022 GT Pro, GT Rally Pro, that sort of 900 Tiger 22 onwards. Maybe being different earlier, but the issue I had was, well, I'll explain. So I checked the internet and saw a forum, and this forum, Triumph forum, was talking about if I disconnect the battery for any length of time, will the service and spanner light illuminate on the dash? Because I'd actually heard previous that it could be a problem. It does come on, so I just wanted to have some reassurance that it didn't come on. So having read said forum and looking at comments, a lot of people said, don't worry about it, I've done this 1,000,001 times, disconnected the battery, I've added things to it, this and this, and no issues, no problems, the spanner does not come on. One or two people said it does, it comes on, and some other people were saying they're naysayers, don't believe them, I've also done this and not an issue. So on the back of the positive comments, I went ahead and put that quad lock charger on, and then obviously checked my excellent electrical skills, and the quad lock charger was working no problem, all good. And then looking at the dashboard, the TFT, yes, the spanner light was on. So I phoned up on the following day, and actually it was 2 days, because on the following day I'd noticed my cruise control wasn't working. Now, I had realised many moons ago, as in maybe several weeks ago, that I'd noticed that the actual cruise control hadn't been working. I haven't had this bike for long, and I haven't ridden it that often really so far. I'd forgotten about the cruise control not coming on. So back to the story of seeing that spanner light coming on. So on the Monday I called my local Triumph dealership, and who actually serviced the bike as well, and I told them this was on, and they said okay, that's more than likely correct in what it's doing, that you've disconnected the battery, it's had a low power issue, let's say, so the bike actually then flashes up that warning just in case there's issues with the bike. So luckily I got it into the dealership within the day, and they had a look at it, and they actually showed me as well. So they tapped into the Triumph UK system through their laptops, so Triumph obviously track everything else what goes on with other people tagging into the bike, into, tapping into it. And he showed me, and he says, here look Len, it's a low power surge, or however it was sort of diagnostically explained or worded. and he said that basically means the battery was disconnected. So my question was, well, why does it come on then? You know, why, just because you disconnect the battery, why does it just come on as a warning then? I mean, I've just disconnected the battery, that's it. It seems to be that the bike, for its computer systems, isn't intelligent enough to know that it was just a battery disconnect and not actually a low problematic power drop. So it starts turning off certain things. Now he thinks that that's why the actual cruise control turned off. But saying that, I actually did have an issue, or hadn't noticed that the cruise control was not working some time ago. So I didn't think that added up. Anyhow, he also told me whilst it showed me, which it told me on the telephone as well, that there could be a $70 fee to actually turn that light off. So I asked him, does Triumph get a kickback? I'm still thinking, why do you have to take your bike? Even though he explained it, he still doesn't wash. So why is that the case then? Do Triumph get a kickback for the money you're going to charge me, the $70? Absolutely not. No, they don't get a kickback, he said. They just want to make sure you come into a dealership to have the bike diagnostically checked over to make sure there isn't any problems with the bike. Fair enough then, that all makes sense. But why does the customer have to pay $70 for that? This is Australian dollars. Why put it on the customer? It's like you're being punished for doing any little tinker works on your motorcycle. Now I'm not a major person for doing anything mechanical or electrical. I just do the very basics. So I felt punished for doing that. Anyhow, they checked everything else, made sure diagnostically everything was fine. They also checked for any Triumph updates that would have been potentially available, and nothing available, so all's good. And he just then said, I will take it for a quick spin, Len, and see where we are with that cruise control. He was gone quite a while, a good 20-25 minutes, to the point I was getting a bit worried actually, thinking, was there an issue? You know, has the bike broken down? Has there been something worse? But no, he came back after about 20-25 minutes and all good. There was not an issue. Apart from, there was an issue with the with the cruise control. So he thinks it's something in the switch block here. Possibly a wire come loose. I'm still thinking maybe just check the fuses. I actually haven't checked the fuse myself actually. That's a reminder for me to do that. But it could be a fuse, who knows. But anyhow, it's booked in for later on to be checked out and to see if they can fix that. Again, all being well, it's under the warranty. The positive of that is that he mentioned, well, seeing as we've had to find or diagnose actually there's something wrong with the cruise control, there's no charge for today for the actual doing the $70, let's call it, reset of that spanner. So I was pleased about that. So I suppose the question is, does anybody else who have a Triumph Tiger 900, regardless of its variant, as in style, in GT, etc., have you had any issues with disconnecting the battery? I have a feeling that I didn't check the year of this forum, and maybe it didn't do things like that, as in bring up that spanner, maybe 3-4 years ago. I'm not sure how long the Triumph's been out. I think they came out 2021. So maybe the earlier ones didn't flash up for that spanner issue. Now, again, I'm saying if this is any value to somebody, because if you're half thinking of doing a tinker and disconnecting your battery, then bear something in mind. For the 2022 bike onwards, I think, because this is a 2022 Rally Pro, expect the spanner to come on the TFT, and then you'll have a visit to your dealership. who may well want to charge you a significant amount of money just to flick a switch. There is a workaround. I should mention this. I haven't done this because I've not disconnected the bike since, but apparently if you run a power source before you disconnect the battery, so on the bike you have those DIN plugs, and there's one at the front of the bike, one underneath the passenger seat, just underneath there, so you can plug in a power source, and I think 9 volts, and that will allow the bike to have enough charge of power going through it to then stop bringing that fault code or the fault of that spanner onto the TFT. So every cloud. I just learnt that after the event. So what was the other thing I was going to mention? I did mention I'd like to mention actually a thank you to somebody who mentioned on an issue I was having with this bike. Nothing major, but this bike is definitely more vibey in the handlebars than my GT Pro. I know people who have had or have GT Pro say it is quite vibey in the handlebars as well, but that hasn't been an issue for me when I had the GT Pro. This Rally Pro is definitely vibey in the handlebars. There's a workaround. So thank you for one of the watchers, one of the subscribers who actually said get yourself, and this is not a plug for a company, it's just a particular brand that he told me to get, and it was the R&J bar end weights, and they've solved the problem. Have a listen to this, and I don't feel vibrations through the bars. That's good. So those bar end weights are working. I feel no vibrations through the handlebars. So there you go. They work. I'm very impressed. Oh well, that was the point or the discussion of this video really. More so on the old spanner. Triumph shoved a spanner in the works. Is it a good thing? Yes, if there's some electrical problems. My gripe or my concern is surely they could program something into the software to recognize an immediate disconnect of the battery compared to some electrical fault slowly losing power, like your battery draining. So surely Triumph could work on something that if the battery is just disconnected, it doesn't go into that spanner mode, because it is very time consuming, let's say, potentially costing dollars as well, and a bit of an annoyance. So not that Triumph are going to listen to this, of course, but I would like to have some feedback, comments regarding what you think about this whole spanner business. I can see the point of it in a positive light, but then again there's a negative side to it. So please give us some feedback. Well, okay, I think that'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you have. If not, hit that button please, and hope to see you in another video. Bye for now.